If you're moving to Austin, Texas, you need to know about this insane neighborhood in East Austin. And the homes for sale by this builder are bananas. So I do not want to waste another second. Let's get you inside. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do, you walk through this nice tall front door, and I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you like my impression of this entryway is like, it is very impressive, okay? So stick around to the very end. I'm gonna give you a very detailed tour of this home. And at the end, we're gonna go over all the stats, all the pricing. I'm gonna tell you all about this neighborhood in this area, but just take it in for now, okay? Now, I'm gonna pass by a ton of really great stuff in the front of the home. We're gonna come back to that here in just a little bit, but I always wanna try to get you guys like straight into the heart of the home, okay? So if you walk all the way to the back of the house, what you're gonna see is this big open living, dining, kitchen area. I love this fan, this like really tall ceiling in this living room. Tons of space. You could put a sectional, love seats, chairs, whatever the heck you want to do. You could fit a nice big TV right up here. But dang, like another thing I really love about this builder is it's really light, really bright, like very tall ceilings. Like anyone who has one of these homes is gonna be very proud to own this home. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. And if you're looking at these and you're like, I wanna be a proud homeowner of one of these homes, definitely let us know, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. We'd love to hook you up. Okay, another thing I love about this builder is in addition to their natural light that they bring in is they always put like these big old honkin' sliding glass doors into the backyard. We're gonna get out there also here in just a little bit. But you come over here, just floor to ceiling, wall to wall windows all around this dining area. They have kind of like a compact, smaller 6-seater dining table. I would probably still have a 6-seater here, but I would put a way bigger table and like you could honestly fit an 8-seater in here. Okay. So this builder always does really great, very well appointed kitchens. So you've got this great big island right in the middle of the kitchen with like just like one single sink. Very well appointed. We've got Whirlpool appliances. You got a 5-burner stovetop here. I really like the contrast here of like the white upper cabinets and like the, what is this, like really smoky gray, dark, maybe black lowers. Got this nice polished granite countertops. I am always a massive fan of a corner pantry, so always like to do a pantry check here. I'm a looking and I'm a liking. All right, you got your fridge, just storage galore in this freaking place. All right, so everywhere I'm looking, there's storage. You got the built-in microwave and oven, and then right over here, we've got kind of this little like coffee prep area, okay? So, you know what's funny is earlier I mentioned that the dining table was a little bit compact. What's funny is I forgot that's not even the dining area, that's the breakfast area. The true dining area is right over here, and this is like where you're gonna have like your nice, you know, your guests over and you're gonna have your like super impressive meals here. Honestly, I could see my kids just doing a bunch of homework right here, okay? All right, so now let's check out the master. Okay, so the master is just off of the living room. Okay, now really tall ceilings. I wanna say these are either 12 or 13 foot high ceilings. King size bed here, so that just shows you that like you could really put any size bed you could possibly want in here. Really big floor to ceiling windows looking out to the backyard, super impressive. Very, very nice touch with this builder. Okay, now this is a bathroom plan, a master bathroom plan that I have seen with this builder all over kind of the Austin area, and I always love it. So you've kind of got like this sliding barn door flanked by your double vanities here. So a sink on either side of the sliding barn door. Let's check out master closet number 1. This would probably be, I don't know if it's his or hers closet, but nice size closet. You've got this walk-through shower, right? Not a walk-in shower, it's a walk-through shower, y'all. And then on the other side of it is probably the hers closet. I know it's the hers closet because it's bigger. And I know my wife would love this door over to the utility room where the laundry is. but we'll get into that later. We've got the commode room here. Yeah, again, y'all, like what I keep thinking is what they really do well in this house is natural light, bright, tall ceilings, just, man, really great touches. Okay, and before we leave the master, I gotta mention the thing that honestly you see right when you walk in here is this great big standalone garden tub. I say this all the time. My wife and I renovated our house for like a year and a half recently. We moved back in last January, and I am so happy that we got a standalone garden tub. So I highly recommend it for anyone. All right. So now, before we head upstairs, let's check out the backyard. Okay, so like I said, big sliding glass doors. These are kind of those like accordion doors that just keep on going and going. Woo! Okay, so on a nice kind of spring day like this, you could just leave this wide open and it's almost like open air in here. It looks really great. Okay, so this backyard is just like, if you're not impressed by this backyard, you literally do not have a pulse, okay? So they've got it set up, huge jumbo covered back patio. They've got it set up with some outdoor dining. And on this side of the sliding glass doors, they've just got it set up with like a little sectional outdoor couch. Again, very nice touch. I absolutely love it. You got a couple steps down here. And obviously like this is the model home, so they've got a lot of upgrades, and a lot of the upgrades are gonna be in the landscaping. So this is a huge backyard. This is this builder's 60-foot product, and all that means is from that fence right there, the imaginary fence, to that imaginary fence right there is 60 feet wide. I will tell you this lot is deeper than most lots that this builder builds on. So like, I'm gonna tell you all about the pricing and stuff at the end, but you're gonna pay a pretty penny if you wanted a lot this big with any of these builders out here. But come, let's just look at this. Like, I'm back here in the backyard. Look at this house. This is ridiculous. Like, this is a nice, impressive house in East Austin, and I think you're gonna be absolutely shocked when I tell you what the prices are out here. It is totally crazy, super unique. Okay, so now we're gonna go upstairs, but actually right before I take you upstairs, there's some really cool stuff up there. Let's go back to the front door and let's look over like some of that stuff that we skipped when we went straight into the living, kitchen, dining area, okay? So think back, I walk in the front door. If I were to just hang an immediate left, I would be inside of this nice sized kind of study office. Some people use this as a kid's playroom. If it were me, I would definitely use this as my home office. Lots of great light coming in. Great area for an office, all right? Right across from that is currently the builder's sales office, but typically this is where the 3-car garage would be with like a little mud room right off of that. And then right across from that, so right next to the office, is kind of like utility room, half bath, bedroom. So first, let's look at this bedroom. Okay, so this is the first kind of secondary bedroom that we've seen in this house, right? So nice sized bedroom. I think this is a queen size bed. You could easily fit a king in here if you wanted to. Guest bedroom with a king. I don't mind it if I'm visiting you. Okay, nice sized closet in here. Right off of this room, connected to it is an ensuite bathroom. So that just means it's a full bathroom connected to this room. And I always say this, but anytime you can get a full bathroom connected to a room, that is an absolute bonus. So you got sink, commode, walk-in shower here, well appointed. I'm liking it. And then right next to that, we've got the first half bath that we've seen. And I really like this under the counter lighting here. Again, a half bath, if you're not from Texas, just means it's a commode or a toilet. In Beaumont, where I'm from in Southeast Texas, we say commode. It's a commode, all right? So you got a toilet, sink. I really like the color of this room actually. So again, nicely well-appointed half bath. Most guests who come visit you in this home are probably gonna end up using this bathroom, okay? And then right here, we've got the utility room. This is where the washer and dryer would go in this home. And just to remind you, right here, if you go through this door, it's connected to one of the master closets and you're right back in the master bedroom, okay? But I don't wanna take you in there right now. Okay, so now, again, for context, there's the front door. We're gonna come straight in and we're gonna go up the stairs and show you what kind of goodies wait for us up there. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hang a right And we've got kind of our first kind of kids or guest bedroom up here. Nice size, you can probably put a queen size bed and you're gonna be just fine. And then dang, this is probably 3 times the size of my bedroom. Or this bedroom closet is probably 3 times the size of my bedroom closet that I had when I was growing up. It's crazy. Okay, and then you've got a bathroom. So you've got this is kind of a Jack and Jill bathroom. I don't know what you really call this. A Jack and Jill bathroom is a bathroom that connects 2 rooms, but this one has a door from the public hallway here, and you've got a sink, commode, a shower tub combo, another kind of sink landing area, but this one is attached to the next kids or guest room, okay? And freaking A, I don't know if you can tell from this video, but it is so bright in here. I mean, look at these windows, y'all. This is crazy. I'm 6.5 feet tall, just to give you context here. And like, these windows are absolutely nuts. Look, that's how high the window goes, way up there, okay? And then it goes all the way down there. It's just nuts. So I'm gonna leave this bedroom. So that was 2 bedrooms up here. And I'm kind of back at the landing area at the top of the stairs. They got 2 really cool things up here, okay? So first, you've got this game room area. They got it set up with a ping pong table. Some people would put a TV up here or just some other games. Personally, I would not put a TV up here, and I will tell you why. Because right next to the game room is the room that I'm in right now, and it is the media room, okay? So, couple things I like about this media room. First off, that it exists. I always love media rooms. Plenty of room to put like whatever kind of sectional couch you want to put in here, or whatever people put in media rooms. You put a huge TV up here. This is where Aaron, my film guy, he can play Pokemon or Minecraft or whatever the children play these days. But one of the things I like about this media room that I don't see in most media rooms is windows, okay? So here's why I like that. A lot of media rooms, like you can only use it as a media room. Like it doesn't have any windows, it's super blacked out, like you have no choice but to use that as a media room. I like that there are windows here because it makes this room more versatile, right? So you could easily put blackout curtains up there and make it a typical media room. You could even keep the windows here and make this into a guest bedroom, make this into a huge jumbo office or a kid's playroom, and it's not gonna be all sad and depressing because there are no windows. Alrighty, you know exactly what time it is. It is time to talk about some stats and some pricing. So how much is it gonna cost you to live in a great home like this, in a great neighborhood like this, okay? Now, before we get to that, I wanna tell you a little bit about this neighborhood, this area, okay? So I'll be honest, on this YouTube channel, we only film inside of neighborhoods that we feel like offer extraordinary value or that are extraordinary for very particular reasons. And this neighborhood in East Austin definitely fits that, okay? So I want to challenge you right now, for those of y'all watching this YouTube video, I want you to find for me a master plan community with 12,000 homes like this one. That is 20 minutes from a big metropolitan, like city downtown central core. And that's also less than 15 minutes away from an international airport. I am telling you, you are not going to find that in the United States of America, except right here in this neighborhood, okay? It is absolutely insane. And another thing that I think is very unique about this neighborhood is the amount of people who relocate within this neighborhood. So my team, they have personally helped tons of people move into this neighborhood, and we've actually helped a lot of people move within this neighborhood. So a lot of master plan communities, like people will move into like, I'm gonna get my first home, I'm gonna settle, and then when I'm ready to upsize, you know, my income grows or whatever, I'm gonna move across town to this like premier neighborhood that's like way better than this. But that doesn't happen here. A ton of people move into a starter home here, and then they upsize within this neighborhood. So right now, literally, we have some people's house on the market right down the road from here, a condo, and they are about to sell it and upsize into a much bigger home from another builder right here down the street. And I'll tell you something really unique about this neighborhood is the people, okay? So those clients I was just telling you about, I remember going over to their house one afternoon and they were telling me like, Oh yeah, we just went to our next door neighbor's wedding. Yeah, actually last year we went to our other next door neighbor's wedding. And see those people right back there? We just went to their wedding. See that guy right there? We just went to his dad's retirement party. And oh, we just went to that guy's mom's funeral. And I'm like, what? And they're like, yeah, we just met all these people. Or I was like, how do y'all know all these people? Like, we just met them here, like just living here. And like, again, that is something that is not normal, okay? So the community here is like very tight knit. I don't want to call it like a cult, but it kind of is a cult out here. But very close knit, very tight knit, very close community. Now, in terms of amenities out here in this neighborhood, they are absolutely insane. So first off, each little phase of this neighborhood has its own little, or kind of big sometimes, pocket park, okay? So I think right now there are 7 sections of this neighborhood and there are 7 pocket parks. And they've got this amazing, huge park right in the middle of the neighborhood that has like a replica of the Pennybacker Bridge from Austin. They have like a splash pad, playground, huge play field. We've been out there before, like a little over a year ago. And it was just like kids galore, just like running their crazy out. And it was a beautiful thing. They've also got over 13 miles of trails out here. And so you're really gonna love living out here if you like having close-knit, tight community, but you also love being outside. Just while I'm sitting here, there's a guy running right over there. Like, I've seen people biking, hiking, walking, pushing the strollers, working out at a little pocket park. Like, it's crazy out here. But in addition to that, they probably have the craziest, nicest amenity center I have ever seen in a neighborhood anywhere, okay? So it's right down the street here, right off of Model Row. They've got an amazing resort style pool, a full gym. Like some of these master plan communities, they've got gyms, but it's kind of like, it's like maybe like a hotel gym, maybe like half a step up from a hotel gym. No, this is like a full on freaking, it's like a Gold's Gym out here, okay? And just so you know, there's about, I think there's like 7 or 8 builders out here. They started building and developing out here about 9 years ago, and they're going to be building out here for another 11 years, okay? And whenever I said there's 12,000 homes out here, what I mean is that 11 years from now, there will be 12,000 homes, okay? So there's still big sections of this neighborhood that still have to be opened up. So there are not currently 12,000 homes, but there will be. Just so you know, the property tax rate here is 2.57% of your home's value. So that's gonna be your property tax bill every year, which can seem a little bit shocking to people sometimes, but when you take into account the fact that Texas does not have a state income tax, oftentimes it easily cancels each other out. So don't get too freaked out about those property taxes. And the HOA payment out here, right now in 2025, is about $71 a month. And when you take into account what that gets you, what you have access to all year round and all the events and the community manager out here, it's just like, I think 71 bucks a month, sign me up, all right? And if you have any questions at all about that, about the property taxes, about the HOA, the amenities, what you have access to, exactly where this neighborhood is, do not hesitate to reach out to us and we'll get you all the information that you need. Okay, I think I covered all the information in my notebook here. Now let's talk about some pricing, okay? So, all right, so before we talk about the pricing of this particular model, you need to know that this particular builder is one of my favorites in all of the greater Austin, Central Texas area. I would say, like, we get people reaching out to us just like you from YouTube all the time who are interested in these neighborhoods that we're showing you. And I would say the #1 request we get for information about builders is for this builder right here. And I would say the reason for that is they just build really quality homes. Most of the builders around here and in the Austin area, when you're building your home from like the foundation until it's done, you're gonna have 1 project manager on it. But this builder actually has 3 project managers from beginning to end. So there's a project manager who's over it until the foundation is poured. There's a project manager from foundation to the sheetrock. Then there's a project manager from sheetrock all the way until you close, okay? And the entire time, all 3 of those project managers are kind of all over it. And so the quality of installation, the quality of finishes here, I think is just pretty out of this world and it's pretty exceptional. Okay? So additionally, this builder They build a 40-foot product and a 60-foot product. So the 40-foot product is just gonna be a bit smaller of a lot, and the 60-foot product is gonna be 50% bigger than that, all right? So if you want a bigger lot, you're gonna wanna go with the 60-foot products, and so that's all we're gonna talk about here today. And just to give you an idea of the price ranges out here, there are builders out here that build in kind of the low to mid 500,000s, and then there are definitely builders out here that build all the way up into kind of just over $1 million. But let's talk about these. We're gonna talk about this builder's 60-foot products, okay? So the most basic plan that you can get out here with this builder, so the cheapest plan is gonna be a 4-bedroom, 3-bath home with a 2-car garage. It's gonna be 2,729 square feet. And the base price of that plan is gonna be right about $747,000. All right. And one thing that we always tell our clients, and one thing that we always tell people just like you who reach out to us from YouTube, is like, look, no one is gonna buy the base model of any of these homes. I'm telling you, it's just gonna look sad. It's gonna look too plain. Everyone puts upgrades into their home, okay? So our rule of thumb is plan on putting about 10% of upgrades into the home, okay? So if that home I just told you about is $747,000, plan on putting about $75,000 of upgrades into the home, and you wrap that into your loan, just add it to the purchase price, okay? So one way to think about it is kind of the cheapest decked out home by this builder with this size of lot is gonna cost you about $825,000. And that's a 1-story home, by the way. Now, if we're talking about like the 2-story Mac Daddy homes, like the one that we're in right now, this home is a 4-bedroom, 3.5-bath home. It's 2 stories. It's got a 3-car garage. It's got a dedicated study, a game room, a dedicated media room, a nice big backyard. The base price of this home is gonna be right about $805,000, all right? But again, keep in mind, no one is gonna buy the base price of this home. And if you wanted to buy this home exactly the way it is, it's gonna cost you a lot, okay? And just like no one buys the base price, I will tell you, no one buys the model version of these homes, because the model is essentially like a showroom of all the upgrades that you could possibly get in one of these homes, okay? So no one is gonna put all of these upgrades into this home. And like I told you, this lot is a lot bigger than a typical home out here. It's a lot deeper, okay? But if you wanted to buy this home, let me just tell you, it's probably gonna cost you somewhere around $1 million to kind of $1.15 million, okay? For this home exactly the way it is. But they actually have an inventory home right down the street. An inventory home just means the builder's already built it. They're just waiting for someone to buy it. And it is actually like not terribly different than this. I think some of the absolutely redonkulous upgrades they did not do. The lot is not as deep, and that house looks really, really nice, and it's for sale right now for $850,000. So I think you can get a wonderful 60-foot product, great big home by this builder for $850,000. And if that sounds interesting to you, you have got to reach out to us. I'm telling you, most of these homes by this particular builder do not just sit around. Like, they get sold really fast. We do not work for the builder, we work for you. We're just showing you examples of homes out here that you could have if you wanted them. And so if you are looking at them, you're really liking them, you have to reach out to us so that we can go to bat for you with this builder, okay? Now, I'm gonna give you a little Barrett bonus here, all right? I like that, a Barrett bonus. I sat down with a builder sales rep here for a while before we started filming this video, and I always like to ask, like, hey, the model's great, it looks amazing, but like, what is your personal opinion of like, what is the best deal in this neighborhood, right? Like, if I just told you I had millions of dollars and all I care about is getting the best deal, what house would you point me to, okay? And I got some really great info here. So she told me that they've got a 1-story home here right down the street, and we're gonna try to show you some B-roll, some shots of that house just so that you can see what it looks like. There is a 1-story home in this neighborhood. It is 2,729 square feet. It's the plan that I told you is the cheapest plan in this neighborhood. And remember, I told you you're gonna have to pay about $825,000 for that home for the upgrades that you would wanna put into it, right? Again, it's 2,729 square feet, 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 2-car garage, really, really nice. That home was listed at $810,000, but they just slashed the price on it, and it is currently for sale for $743,000. So like, let me just say that again. That home already has most of the upgrades that most people would put in a home, right? And it is currently listed. It is ready for someone to just snatch it up and buy it. And it is currently listed for sale for less than the normal base price of that home with 0 upgrades, okay? So again, you can get a home ready to go right now with a lot of great upgrades in it for cheaper than you could buy a bare bones version of that house if you wanted to wait 6 months for it to be done. That right there is why I think that is probably the best deal in this neighborhood right now, okay? So if you're interested in that, you wanna know more about it, you wanna take a tour, you want us to go tour it for you, my team will go out and do a video tour for you. If you come into town, they'll take you out. You have to let us know right now. I would be surprised if that home is even available by the time this video gets released, okay? Now, the second home I wanna tell you about is also a 1-story home. I think it's like a little bit elevated, right? So it's got 2,993 square feet, so over 200 square feet bigger than the home I just told you about. It is also a 4-bedroom, 3.5 bath. It's got a 3-car garage, but it also has a study and a media room. And that home was just listed for $823,000, but they just slashed the price to $749,000. So I think I just changed my mind. I think that is the best deal in this neighborhood because you get a bigger home, a 3-car garage instead of 2, you get a study and a media room, and you only need to pay like $5,000 more than the home that I just told you about. So like, this is nuts. And guess what? The typical base price of that plan model is $767,000, but they are selling one currently available with upgrades for $749,000. Like, I do not understand. Like, apparently this builder, they really want to get that home off their books, and we would love to help them do that, but only if it makes sense for you. So if you want more info about any of these homes, or if you want more info about this neighborhood, you have to reach out to us. And if you want to see a video of the model that we filmed from another builder right next door, check that out here. And if you want to see more tours of some of our other favorite Austin, Texas neighborhoods, check out that playlist right here.